Barbershop conversation, guys. Hashtag Tesla talk, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Saturday. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Boxing had me kind of spoiled the last 3 weeks, man. Ain't no boxing on today, man. I'm like, man. I watched the NBA game, then that became a blowout, and I left. And now I'm just chilling, charging the car. And but what I had something to say. Oh, if you guys want to join me on the road to Wilder 2 time, let's tag each other on Instagram. Let's build each other's communities. My friends get to know your friends, and we can all be friends. All right, the welterweight division, man. You know, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank Earl for giving our community the interview. Thank Deontay Wilder for giving 78 the interview. Brick by brick, y'all. You build this shit. You build it. You build it. They come. You know, and um, I was thinking about the welterweight division. Are we exhausted with I'm talking on the PBC side. You know, I think Terrence will figure himself out along the way. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But after Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, what welterweight fight do you really, really want to see on the PBC side? Jerron, some of you guys will say, well, Jerron Ennis is not signed to anyone yet. He's signed to Cameron Duncan. He doesn't have a what you call a deal, a network deal yet, or a, you know, a yeah, I know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking, do I want to see Ugas versus? I know we're boxing fans, so throw out the like we're gonna watch everything. You know what I mean? Hungry kids don't turn down food, right? We just gonna take whatever boxing give us, and we gonna watch it because we're lifers in this, right? And what I wanted to say was if Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, August 21st. Who do you want to see Ugas fight? And we're just going to assume for the sake of this video that Manny Pacquiao will be reinstated as champion. Do you want to see Ugas versus Keith Thurman? Or do you just want to watch it? You understand what I'm saying? Would you mark your calendar like we marked Earl Spence and Deontay Wilder's fights? Do we really want to see it? Or how about Jamal James versus Sean Porter? Do we really want to see that fight? Or are we just watching it? When Earl Spence moves up the welterweight division, he said 2 fights. So this fight and one more. And it seems like it's going to take a lot of money to keep him there. But what happens to the welterweight division when Earl Spence moves up? He'll relinquish the 3 belts, right? And that's how they move in the younger era. So Jerron Ennis is going to be a world champion this time next year, assuming Earl Spence wins. Then he fights again in January, and I'm basing it off of the schedule that he had prior to him getting into the car accident. Remember, he fought Sean Porter, then he was going to fight Danny Garcia in January. So Earl Spence fights in August, and then he fights again in January. That's it. Right, and we're just gonna take him at his word. Things change when money get involved, but we'll take him at his word. Earl Spence relinquishes the belt February 1st, 2022. Who are we looking for to become world champion? You understand what I'm saying? Like who? I think he said. Did he say total 2 or 2? I think he said. We just gonna assume he said total with 2. Okay, I'm not sure if he says 2 after Manny Pacquiao, but let's just stay with that for this conversation. Who do we? The welterweight division is personalityless. Jerron Ennis has every gift God probably can give a fighter, but he doesn't interview. He doesn't talk. He doesn't. He spends so little on social media. I'm uncertain if I follow him or not. And I was just thinking, do I follow Jerron Ennis on Instagram? Because his. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. They're 2 brothers and 1 father. They all fighters. I think the uncle was a fighter or something like that. So they have the pedigree to be great. But someone's gonna have to pick it up. Where's Keith Thurman? All the main events are taken through 9/11. Bless America, and everyone else involved. Like, where where does Keith Thurman go? Keith Thurman doesn't. He has to be on the undercard, or he's not fighting until after September. Sean Porter is not a main event fighter, so he's gonna have to be a support system. And I believe he's going to work the Olympics too, right, in Japan. So if he's going to do all of that, he ain't gonna have time. So if Sean goes to the Olympics, let's see, July 23rd through like mid-August, September. That means Sean can't fight till October. Realistically, you know. Wow, man, where is the welterweight division on the PBC side? And this ain't no knock. I'm just saying, like, where's the time? I know we got who do we have young coming up? I know we got that not Eddie Hearn, Freddie Roach kid, that Ukrainian, that Russian. He's supposed to be good. Jerron Ennis is the goods. But the welterweight division is literally wide open. Who's gonna take it over? Or do Sean Porter stay at the welterweight division and just start fighting for vacant belts and become a 3-time champion? But after if we don't get, think about this for real, if we don't get Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, there's no welterweight division fight that I'm willing to spend $2,000 on a weekend on. There's none. There's good fights, but I'm talking about in terms of, like, man, I can't wait when we talk about it 3 months out like we do Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao. I don't think there's a fight out there. But if Earl Spence moves up to 154, I wonder what's going to happen there. Inquiring minds would love to know, because Earl ain't moving up to 154 without fighting for a title. So maybe Jamel moves up to 160 and Jamal moves up to 168, and that's just the organic pecking order, how it goes. Because I don't see them fighting, but I can see them fighting, because I think Jamel Charlo is a career 154 guy. Uh, we got to give him a new name. Race doesn't matter. I'm not. Race doesn't matter. Yeah, race doesn't matter. Charlo, and it's interesting. It's interesting how the hottest division 18 months ago, when Sean Porter and Earl Spence fought, and then we was gonna run right into Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence. After Manny Pacquiao, it's only one fight fans really are willing to pay for. There's no pay-per-view fights at the welterweight division outside of Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford. They're great fights, but do Keith Thurman become an undercard fighter? Do Sean Porter become an undercard fighter? Will Jamal James start talking, start winning, start fighting? Ugas. Will Jerron Ennis take that step forward? You got to be a 360 fighter in terms of, you got to have the talent, you got to have the skills, you got to have the marketing, you got to have the team. If Jerron Ennis says, you know what, I'm going to build my brand, then poof, he can definitely do it. But if he doesn't commit to it, we'll see. But I'm interested. Because I don't think Sean Porter said he's not fighting Jerron Ennis, right? Earl Spence is moving up to 154. Manny Pacquiao is going to retire. Jamal James is a very good competitive fighter. We got to find out real soon if Jamal James is going to go up to the next level. He's been a regional fighter, Minneapolis, fighting there, and I'm excited to see him take a step forward. I would like to see Jamal James and Sean Porter. I think that will be a compelling fight. Jamal James, Keith Thurman. I think it will be disgusting if Keith Thurman and Sean Porter get a tune-up, get one of them Russian tune-ups. You know how they make those 16-0 Russians and Ukrainians, and they come over here, kind of like Formula. We've seen him before. Kind of like Jeff Horn. He wasn't really that good, but uh, So it's real interesting. The welterweight division, man, is we'll see. Um, yeah, y'all guess is as good as mine. I'll be reading the comments in the comment section, man, and maybe we can talk about this sometime this week. The rise and fall of the welterweight division. Like, um, phew, 154. You got Danny Garcia moving up. You got Earl Spence moving up, and you already have a badass 154-pound division. But now you got names. You got names that draw attention. I think the 154-pound division is a hard-working division. Like everybody's talented. Everybody can beat one another, but there's no one that really stands out in terms of brand. No one has that brand of brands. But 154 will be on showcase on the Tank Davis undercard, uh, and we'll see, man. But I'm the bigger question is, can Jaron Ennis get what's laid out for him? I think it's laid out for him, and if he signs with PBC, he can't sign with Top Rank. There's nobody over there. And if he signs with Top Rank, and because he's living in real time with what's happening to Terrence Crawford, he has to come to the PBC side, and he'll have the belts. So that's exciting, man. We're in a good position, but I think 154 might be the new hot division in 2022, in terms of personalities when Earl moves up. And we'll see. But these are just thoughts that I have. Nothing meticulous. I'm chilling at the charging station. These are just thoughts that I have. So anyways, man, I appreciate y'all. I see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow night we got some cool shows coming up. We got Brianna Betty coming in. We're gonna talk about the Floyd shenanigans and that stuff. And then Monday we have a real interesting show. I spoke to a person who was a member of the Nation of Islam for 24 years, and obviously we've been talking about it a lot in the shop. So I think it'll be a great conversation to have. He's no longer an NOI member, and I think it's a great conversation to have as it pertains, because you guys know how I feel about it, and you know how Brandon feels about it. You know how Rodney feels about it, and y'all definitely know how DB feels about it. So I think it's a great conversation to have, because just in search of the truth. So anyways, man, and then Tuesday we got Slick Nick coming in. Wednesday we got Blu-ray, and Thursday we have Coach Cam. Man, we got guests every day this week. So we locked in, man. So we totally locked in. And next week we don't have no fights next week. We don't have no fights on the 19th. What else we got? We got Tank coming up. So yeah, man, we got a No Way on the 19th. We got a No Way. I'm a watching No Way with my half Asian kids. We ain't got no Juneteenth card. So, but anyways, man, I appreciate y'all, and that's it, man. But I'm in. Is the welterweight division done, or can Jaron Ennis save the welterweight division? Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.